Well, let's look inside a battery and see what components make a cell work. The anode is the negative electrode and is the material that gives up the electrons in a battery during discharge, oxidation. The separator is a porous material, electronically insulating and mechanically separating the two electrodes. The cathode, or positive electrode, is made of a material that gains electrons, reduction. The electrolyte is made of a liquid, semi-liquid, or solid solution containing positive and negative ions free to move in the electrolyte. Now, when the external electrical circuit is closed, the electrons migrate from the anode to the cathode, and in order to keep the electric charge balance neutral, positive and negative ions from the electrolyte move to the opposite electrodes. Let's use the example of a zinc MnO2 battery. The anode gives up electrons, converting zinc atoms into Zn2+ ions, which go to the solution. The electrons travel through the external wire, power a device, and are collected at the cathode while ions move to the opposite electrodes. As positive charges build up in the anode and negative charges in the cathode, ions have to move in the opposite direction to maintain electrical neutrality, meaning that the positive ions move towards the cathode and the negative ions, such as chloride ions, move towards the anode. If you need high power capacity, you need to speed up electron and ion flow. 4 ways to achieve this are high electronic conductivity, high ionic conductivity from the electrolyte, sufficient void volume for electrolyte, smaller active particle size. A conductive additive like graphite or carbon black allows electron to move from one particle of active material to another particle. The void volume between particles is filled with electrolyte, allowing ions to move freely between particles. In order to maintain high-rate discharge, ions and electrons need to access not just the surface of the active material particles, but the deepest parts of the particle. Smaller particles allow for more void volume, thus more electrolyte. Active material porosity allow ions to go more easily in the depth of the particles, and by doing so, you increase the power performance of the electrode. Remember, for high power, you need sufficient conductive aid, electrolyte void volume, smaller particles, but you lose out on the energy density. If you need higher energy density, you pack your active material more closely. Subscribe to our blog for more great battery resources.